What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com, covering your Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs didn't look so great in week one, and there's a lot to be worried about. We'll talk about it right after this. Ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back in to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan. We're here to break down the Kansas City Chiefs 27-21 loss in the season opener in Brazil. They fall to the Los Angeles Chargers in what was just a really terrible game from beginning to end. Not just because of the way the Chiefs played, but because of everything that came out of it and the now bad news that is staring the Kansas City Chiefs in the face. But let's start with the fact that this defense is a massive problem, guys. Now, look, Steve Spagnuolo defenses typically start out the year slow. That is something that I have gotten used to since he's been the defensive coordinator. But what we saw tonight, I think, was honestly jarring. And I think this is now confirming some of my concerns that I had after preseason. I gave this team the benefit of the doubt because I said, you know, it's preseason, but I questioned the depth on defense because I just didn't really see too much from a lot of the players that the Chiefs rolled out there during the preseason. And they might as well have rolled out the 2s and the 3s in this game on defense. I don't think it would have made a difference because they left the Los Angeles Chargers wide receivers wide open all night long. I mean, they were giving a massive cushion to the Chargers receivers, and it really didn't make any sense. But, you know, I think the main reason why the Chargers had so much success through the air is because the Chiefs' front four could not get pressure all night. And it was interesting because I said in my preview that I thought the the Los Angeles Chargers were going to run the ball a lot against the Kansas City Chiefs because I think their run defense was probably the area in which they were most suspect, especially in preseason. But the Chargers, they came out throwing the ball, and they did not stop. Justin Herbert was 25 of 34 for 318 yards and 3 touchdowns. And I think the main reason for that is pretty simple, guys. Like I said, the Chiefs could not get pressure on the quarterback, and this is a concern I've had for a long time and one that I'm absolutely fired up about this evening because I have been banging this drum on this channel. Steve Spagnuolo's philosophy along the defensive line is outdated. It needs to go. Mike Dana and George Karlaftis are not getting done. Hope you all are still happy about that contract that they handed out to George Karlaftis, making him a top 5 highest paid player at his position. And where was he tonight? Did he have a single quarterback hit? I don't know. Like, the dude can't do anything without Chris Jones holding his hand. Chris Jones was getting triple teamed out there, it seemed like, half the time because the Chiefs don't have anyone else. And it just really frustrates me because, look, earlier this evening, right before the Chiefs game started, the Philadelphia Eagles came out and they signed Zadarius Smith, the free agent pass rusher who had 9 sacks last year, played with the Detroit Lions. And, you know, the Eagles, if you watch them in week one, didn't even really have that bad of a pass rush. In fact, former Kansas City Chief Joshua Uche was out there for the Eagles and recorded a career-high pass rush win rate in his debut with the Eagles against the Cowboys in the NFL opener. And it's like, wow, yeah, the Chiefs could have used a guy like that. But, you know, like I said, the Eagles didn't really need pass rush all that bad. But Howie Roseman saw an opportunity to make his team even better, went out and got Zadarius Smith. And these are the exact moves I'm talking about. And I know I've been annoying people with the whole Howie Roseman versus Brett Veach comparisons, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. The Kansas City Chiefs need pass rush, and Brett Veach sits on his hands, and is going to stick with Mike Dana, who's just, I mean, like, guys, Mike Dana's not getting it done. Like, I like Mike Dana. He's a defensive end 3 or 4 on a contending team. He's an edge-setting defensive end number 4 that's really punching above his weight right now. You need more than that. Derek Nottie was out there a ton. These are guys that are not starting for a serious contending team in the NFL. Derek Nottie would not be on an NFL roster if not for the Kansas City Chiefs, guys. Like, this is a pathetic lineup that the Chiefs are rolling out at the defensive line position. Like, this is a Chris Jones and friend pass rush. I mean, Drew Tranquil was all the source of the Chiefs pass rush tonight outside of Chris Jones. And it's just embarrassing. And the fact that the Chargers were able, or I guess the Chiefs were the ones that were making Quentin Johnston and Keenan Allen in the year of 2025 look like superstars. And I said in my preview that the Chiefs typically struggle with those bigger wide receivers. And that remains true after tonight. But I thought the Christian Fulton signing was something that maybe would help them out in that category. Christian Fulton, I don't even know if I saw him out on the field tonight. What's going on with that? And I mean, you can tell how much this defense already misses Justin Reed because the safety play, my God, Chamari Connor is barbecue chicken out there. Jaden Hicks, I think we understand why he was running out there late in the fourth quarter of preseason games because, man, he was rough tonight. And I just look at this defense and, man, it's rough. And look, you guys, like, I'm taking a victory lap, I guess I'm sort of taking a victory lap because I say I was right about the pass rush, but at the same time, like, it does hurt me to say this because I did say even before the draft that I thought this team really had no holes. I thought it was going to be a great draft because Kansas City could select the best player available. There just wasn't that many holes. I thought Brett Veach did a good job filling them in pre-draft, but boy, was I wrong. And look, I'm not happy to say that because what we saw tonight was 2018 level bad Kansas City Chiefs defense. And I'm holding out a little bit of hope because Steve Spagnuolo defenses typically start out slow. I actually think the secondary will get better. I think the linebackers will get better. But my main concern is that pass rush because I just don't see the talent who's coming in and is going to make this better. Omar Norman Lott, maybe. Let's hope, but he's a rookie. I just think that's way too much responsibility being laid on his shoulders. He's not going to come here and save this. You need to go outside the organization and make a move. And I don't think that's a panic. I don't think that's a panic move to say that after week one because I've said it all along that the Chiefs didn't have enough along the defensive line in the pass rush department. They got to go out and get someone. I think Jadeveon Clowney should be in this building tomorrow. Someone that can actually generate pressure on their own outside of Chris Jones. God, this team needs it, guys. It's time. It's beyond time for Spags to widen the net when it comes to figuring out the pass rush. And then you look at the offensive side of the ball. Patrick Mahomes did everything he could in this game. He did absolutely everything he could to keep the Chiefs in this game, nearly dragged them to a win, damn near dragged them to a win. I mean, the floater to Juju Smith-Schuster, that pass on 4th and 7 to find Hollywood Brown for what was like a 40-yard gain. I mean, just insane stuff from QB1. And like, honestly, when he made those plays, like, I mean, it was cool, but I couldn't even get excited about it because there's a part of me that is so sick of having to watch Patrick Mahomes carry this team the way he does because Brett Veach and company have incinerated the roster around him. And look, it's not all their fault because I will say, like, losing Xavier Worthy early on in this game hurt because I think a lot of the game plan was going to be centered around him in this one. Losing Xavier Worthy as early as you did absolutely sucks. And I think at this point, you just have to hope that it's not bad enough that he has to go on IR. I think if he ends up not on IR, then that's a good sign. If he ends up going on IR, that's going to be rough. You're going to be without Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy for at least 4 to 6 games. And that's rough, man. Like, I could much better absorb the losses at wide receiver because they were a lot deeper. The depth is already taking a hit. I mean, it's just insane. Jalen Royals was out. Xavier Worthy gets hurt 3 plays into the game. Rashee Rice is already suspended. Like, it's already looking grim, guys. I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster, I think he might have been tied with Hollywood Brown in targets. Juju Smith-Schuster in 2025. It's an unfortunate situation. It sucks. I don't know if we're ever going to see the trio of Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, and Xavier Worthy all healthy and on the field at the same time. It just seems damn near impossible at this point. And then, I mean, the running game was whatever. Pacheco was fine. Kareem Hunt was fine. The Chiefs lack explosion at running back. Mahomes has to drop back. I mean, he had 39 attempts tonight. Just insane, just ridiculous. And I'm just getting tired of every single time. It shouldn't look this hard. It shouldn't be this hard. Now, if there was a positive from that, it's that I thought the offensive line was pretty solid for the most part, except for Jawan Taylor and Josh Simmons with the penalties. I just can't forgive Josh Simmons there. He had a couple penalties. They were bad. But then Jawan Taylor, man, I was sitting there watching and thinking to myself, at what point do we see Jalen Moore? I think I'm ready to be done with Jawan Taylor. I mean, the penalties are just absolutely ridiculous. Harrison Butker didn't help with his missed extra point. That changed the way the Chiefs had to approach this game late. And Patrick Mahomes, as great as he was, trying to do everything, and he was great on the ground tonight in this one. I mean, it's like the offense is falling apart around him, so he just has to turn into Jalen Hurts, I guess. But Mahomes was not without fault in this one. Dude, you've got to account for the defensive linemen getting their hands up on some of these passes. You got to get the ball higher up in the air so that Tier Tart isn't batting down every single pass, because he was the one that wrecked that 2-point conversion attempt for the Chiefs. Also changed the way they had to approach this game late, missing the 2-point conversion. And Mahomes, man, it did seem like a couple times out there tonight he was just seeing ghosts. And I feel bad for him because I think he is pressing, knowing that the defense sucked and he's without his top targets. But, man, we saw a lot of things out there tonight that don't have me feeling very good about this Chiefs team right now. And if the Chiefs' schedule played out a little bit differently, I might be sitting here right now saying that there's no reason to worry. But the Philadelphia Eagles are on the schedule next. And I want to talk a little bit more about that. But before I speak on that and wrap up this video, I do want to send you guys a message from our partners on this channel. Wanted to take a moment to shout out our partners on this channel over at W Energy. Guys, if you have not heard of W Energy, you're absolutely missing out right now. If you're someone like me that needs that jolt of energy when you first wake up in the morning, or when you're trying to take on a big task for the day, such as working out, or maybe trying to complete a project for school, anything like that, W is an essential. I'm someone that unfortunately has gotten into the bad habit of drinking a lot of caffeinated energy drinks filled with sugar or artificial sweeteners or flavors, but I'm trying to curb that now by using W Energy, which is a much better alternative. W is a powered energy drink that replaces other inferior caffeine beverages. It contains 0 harmful chemicals, 0 fillers, 0 artificial colors or dyes, and no proprietary blends. The star of the show is their coffee fruit extract, which helps you focus without the jitter or the crash of other energy drinks or caffeinated drinks out on the market. And they just sent me their Japanese yuzu flavor that I've been drinking recently. It is absolutely fantastic. One of the better tasting energy drinks that I've ever had. And I'm going to continue to use it and check out some of their other flavors as well. I encourage you all to do the same. And luckily for you, you can use my promo code SHOWMEFB by clicking the link down below and putting that promo code in when you go to checkout. And you can get an additional 10% off. Stop drinking those unhealthy energy drinks and start drinking W Energy instead. Go check out their stuff. They're going to be partnered with me all football season long. Go and check them out. So yeah, guys, shout out to W. Just had to drink a W before hopping on here and talking about this game. But definitely go take advantage of that discount code down in the description below. But yeah, guys, I think the bad news after this one, especially, is that you have the Philadelphia Eagles next week in a Super Bowl rematch. You're down your top 2 receivers. The defense looks like crap. The Eagles looked pretty good after their season opener. And I think 0-2 is staring the Kansas City Chiefs in the face. And that would be worst case scenario to begin the season. And then after that, you have the Giants and the Ravens. The Giants have to be a win, but the Ravens is also going to be tough, especially if, again, Xavier Worthy is out any significant length of time. But look, I think the Chiefs did fix one thing this offseason, and it was the offensive line. But I think a lot of the other things that were weaknesses in the Super Bowl that got exposed and was overshadowed by the offensive line and how much they struggled, I think a lot of those things reared their ugly head in this game. The offense right now is Patrick Mahomes' backyard football, go and make a play. And the defense is anyone outside of Chris Jones, please do something to get to the quarterback. And it's not a good recipe for success. And look, again, and it pains me to say this because I was the one saying that I think this is the deepest roster we've had maybe in the Patrick Mahomes era. But Brett Veach, man, like, why didn't you add an explosive running back this offseason that gets teams added too high or that threatens the defense? Why didn't you get a defensive lineman that can actually help Chris Jones that isn't Mike freaking Dana and George Karlaftis, who can't do anything on his own without eating off of Chris Jones's plate? Like, it's the same thing every year. And we're asking Patrick Mahomes to go out there, cover up the blemishes, and win games. And I think tonight might be the precursor to a lot of things that have been building up for a while, just becoming too much. And like the worthy injury maybe being the straw to break the camel's back as far as the amount of injuries that the offense can absorb to this point. I mean, you got to get someone back next week in this pass catching group, but yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling great after this one. Saw a lot of things that were concerning to me. Maybe it's all week one overreactions. I'm sure you guys will have your own thoughts below. So definitely let me know down in the comments below what your guys' thoughts are on this one. If you agree with me, disagree with me. Chiefs lose. They dropped the opener 27-21 to the Los Angeles Chargers. That's all I got for this one. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. You can check out my work on showmefootball.com. Last but not least, follow me on Twitter at showmefb. That's all I got. I'll see you all in the next one. And as always, go Chiefs.